One of those things that we were taught from our rabbis in yeshiva was about how the Torah is so exact that every single word is important, every single letter is divine. That's evidenced by the fact that we have a lot of halachos that are derived from just the slightest of deviations in terms and words and all that sort of stuff. Now, with that concept in mind, one should be thoroughly confused when it comes to this week's parsha. This week's parsha is Parshas Vayakhel, and Vayakhel really just goes over everything that happened in Parshas Truma and Tetzaveh. Truma and Tetzaveh, Hashem tells Moshe to instruct the Bnei Yisrael, to instruct the Jews exactly what's supposed to be built, how it's supposed to be built, what it's necessary for, what materials you need, and everything else. And then this week's parsha, Vayakhel, and next week's parsha, Pekudei, we just go through everything all over again, describing again the materials and the measurements and everything else, but that the Jews did it. Now, if it were me, and I'm careful about every single word and every single letter, and I would just write a very short pasuk. I would say, V'yasu b'nei Yisrael b'chol asher tziva Hashem es Moshe, Kedasu, let's say, which is the post-Truma Tetzaveh. Here is what Moshe has said, Hashem said is supposed to be done. The Jews did it. They made it happen. Now, it's interestingly, that pasuk actually is brought down in Pekudei. But instead, we have 122 psukim in this week's parsha, so then we have more psukim in next week's parsha, Pekudei, that discuss, going through everything all over again and talking about how it was done and literally going through every single detail once more. Now, the question is, why is that? Well, why do we have to repeat things like that? Every word, every letter is so important. So I think the concept is that when Chazal talk about things happening, people doing things, it's often in two stages. There's a concept of koach, and there's a concept of poel. The concept of koach is potential, it's the idea, it's the dream, it's the concept. The idea of poel is literally translated as doer or worker, and that idea is the implementer, right? The one who makes it happen. So when we have Parsha Truma and Tetzaveh, so that's the concept, that's the idea. The Mishkan wasn't here yet. It was just really just something that we wanted to happen. But it didn't happen yet. It took till Parshas Vayakhel and Pekudei for it to actually happen. So when it talks about it in these week's Parshios, the concept that the Torah is coming to tell us is, first of all, look, exactly as they were supposed to do it, Klal Yisrael did it. But in addition, we should take a message from that, because a lot of times it's so hard. It's easy for us to dream, it's easy for us to conceptualize, it's easy for us to have ideas. But then when it actually comes down to it, very often we just don't do anything. We don't follow through. We say, who am I? I don't have that much potential. It's too complicated. I can't really do it. I think the idea that the Torah is trying to tell us, and that's why it keeps repeating it, to knock it in our head every single time. Yeah, this was the concept, and they did it. This was the concept, and they did it. This was the concept, and they did it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. We need the concept, because without a concept, we would have nothing. But what's really important is the actually doing it. And that's why we keep repeating it in this week's parsha. At CSY, both for the staff and their students, they managed to dream and conceptualize what it means to be great, what it means to be a Jew, what it means to be an ambassador, and then they actually do it. They implement it. They follow through. They act as wonderful people, caring for each other, caring for Klal Yisrael, caring about Hashem and His Torah. Have a great Shabbos.